Hey everyone, and welcome to the fourth episode of our Building a B&M Dive Coaster in Planet Coaster, where, just as a quick disclaimer before this gets into it, in this time-lapse that you're seeing, you're only going to see about half the work that took place over this episode because, well, half the footage corrupted and I can't find it, so... this time-lapse goes up to about where I'm doing the first trench for the, after the mid-course. But the work that actually took place over this episode was the splashdown and some terraforming and the actual trench itself. So I do apologise about that. So it is going to look like there's a lot less work in this time-lapse than there actually was, and I am sorry about that. But I can assure you that this is not far from being finished at all. I'm actually recording and editing this after I've finished the dive coaster as a whole. Because I've had a bit of time off from this project because I'll be honest, I couldn't think of how I was going to design the plaza and the kind of logo for the ride and the kind of area surrounding. I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't think of it. So, but yesterday I kind of just hopped on Planet Coaster and just thought, right, I'm going to go for it and see what happens. And I just came up with it on the spot, and I think it looks really nice. I think this might be one of my best ever ride areas I've ever designed, because it works so well with the area. The sight lines line up so nicely. You're walking into this area and there's just the two drops next to each other. It looks really good. So the fifth episode will actually be coming out tomorrow as well. So it'll be the fifth final episode will be right after this one, and then the cinematic video will probably be a few days or maybe even the next day after that. So this project is very close to being finished, and is actually finished of the time of me recording this. So you know, I didn't want to put it all in one time lapse because it'd be like a 20-minute video, and we don't want that. So I've kind of cut it down to 10 minutes here so that it's just a bit easier to, you know, catch up with and stuff. So anyway, in terms of this project as a whole, I am going to put it on the Steam Workshop. I'm going to take a bit of a risk here because if you don't have the V3 mod, it's not going to work. So I need to stress this massively, that you need to have the latest version of the Planet Coaster Realism Overhaul mod, otherwise this won't work. A fix could be that you could just change the LSM piece to a chain lift, and you're going to have to then change the LSM holding section at the top to just a standard track piece or a brake section or whatever you need. But you just absolutely need to have that. It's just not going to work. So I honestly, like, it's annoying that I have to say that, and that a lot of people probably are going to experience issues with this park. But I'll put a big picture on the Steam Workshop you know, thumbnail that genuinely says if you don't have it, it's not going to work. If you don't want to install the mod though, change these two areas to a chain lift and a track piece and yada yada. We can get on with life like that. But so once that's done, if you have the mod, it's going to be brilliant. You're going to be able to just kind of walk and explore this area. There's not going to be any shops or anything because I can't build them, and I think it's just a waste of pieces. So I've really tried to make everything else look clean and nice. The plaza that you're kind of seeing on the right there, with that, like, loads of bricks, that's completely different now. As you'll see, we go for this really nice big brick design, and it's really nice, and it kind of works. But it took me a few attempts to trial a lot of things, like these pillars here that don't look anything like what I think I end them on. I can't really remember. But honestly, the whole thing has worked so nicely overall. But yeah, so yeah, I don't even go for these brick ideas. It looks terrible, but I do change all of this stuff to make it look nice. It looks really clean now. So in other news though, I think I've finally decided on a name for this thing. So someone did say this. I don't think it was on YouTube. I think it might have been on Discord. But I really like the name Vulcan. That, I think, but not Vulcan spelt with a C, but with a K, so it's Vulkan. I really like that name, and I think it works for a dive coaster. Not, you know, because a lot of dive coasters are named after stuff like that. I don't know. Vulcan's a thing. I don't even know what it is. It's not the plane though. We're not naming it after the plane. But it kind of works as well because this ride's theming and stylization is very much based on Valraven at Cedar Point. It's kind of a mix between Griffin and Valraven. So the Vulcan name and the logo I'm going to go for, the kind of stylization of that thing, is going to be very similar to the Valraven one. So I think it really works in effect of combining these two rides. It's got the layout and the technical details and shaping of Griffin with the stylization and naming and branding of Valraven, basically. So I think that I'm going to go with Vulcan. So the next episode you'll still see it says this episode, and the next episode you'll still say building a B&M dive quest or whatever, just like I did with Inferno, and then the cinematic video will say Vulcan and stuff. So yeah, that I think wraps it up for the updates about this project in general. Oh, I also fully do the splashdown timings and the effects of the water coming out behind the train. That's another thing I have done, but you won't see it in this episode because again the footage just corrupted and it's really, really annoying. But episode 5, everything's recorded for it. It's fine, it works nicely, everything is absolutely sorted for it. Here you can see I have to go out of the save and then go into the old save because I accidentally deleted some of the walls, so I have to then go and then blueprint it and then do whatever and then bring it all back and put it in the file. So it's really quite annoying, that little process I just had to do, but apart from that it's all sorted, it's all in there and it looks great. So yeah, anyway, I think I'll wrap up the talking portion of the time-lapse now. There's only 4 minutes left of the video that you can also put some music, but before I do wrap it up, I do want to say a massive thank you for the support recently again, because we are very close to 1,000 subscribers, and that is scary. That is very scary indeed. That is a huge milestone. I never ever thought I'd get there. Like, I don't even thought I'd get 100, but like we're there nearly already, and it's so scary. Not scary in like I don't want this, but in a scary of kind of, that is amazing, the growth that this channel's had over the past year. Like a year ago I can't remember how many subscribers I had a year ago. It was like 60 or 70 or something. I was building the videos for Riptide and Inferno and stuff like that. Not Inferno, Riptide, Dune Rider, and that little kind of cluster. I thought that was a really nice little series of videos we had. But anyway, coming to 1,000 subscribers, I was torn. I was talking to people about what to do for 1,000 subscribers, but I think I've decided I have a coaster. Unsurprisingly, you're going to be very surprised about what the type is. Oh, you've never seen that on this channel before. But it's quite a big ride. It's quite an ambitious layout. It's quite a massive kind of scale coaster, and it just is going to be something I've never really built before of this style of ride. It's an invert. Okay, it's an invert. Don't hate me just yet. But it's a very ambitious invert. It's got a massive layout with huge elements and stuff, and it does break a few records. So I think I'm going to stylize that and then present that as my 1,000 subscriber special, of kind of, this is the tribute to everything that I've kind of worked up to over the years of having this channel. Is that, well, I started out with stuff like Riptide and stuff which are inverts, and I kind of wanted to use this ride to show everything that I've kind of worked up to, and this is what I can do now. So I think that's what's going to happen, so do stay tuned for that. Should be quite interesting to see how that is and how fun that is to make. But anyway, over the coming weeks, you should just generally see some more POVs and stuff. Again, all these videos will come up very soon. But apart from that, I do think it's time to end. So thank you very much for watching this episode of the Dive series. Stay tuned for the more that are going to come out very shortly. And I will see you all next time.